Right, welcome. Good morning. I'm Fiifi-Manfred Sudi, and it's your morning edition. And we're on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube, obviously, like we do every day. Today, we are the best in terms of analysis and the on all clubs, all conversations, baby. Yeah, bro, on my saying the analysis thing, bro. Of course, if you are new to the channel, subscribe to channel, and I'm making sure so be turn your notification. And on that day, very important. So now, anytime there content ever drop, you will be and we are part of the first people to have it and enjoy the analysis. Of course, I mean, shout out to all of you guys who have been sharing the content. It is very humbling and exciting. So we share content and say, Mama for Fiifi-Manfred, it's the best. And I want to say a big thank you to all of you. I'm gonna share content and I'll pay. There is a lot to unpack, of course, with respect to what happened throughout yesterday and throughout the last few days. So we didn't come into detail. We'll have the conversation in no certain terms. We will remove the and thank you very much. Sit down. Let us get into the details. And what do we do? See, football projects are funny. Football projects are very funny. And I'm saying this because 2 years ago, na Ateta Ako 3 years into my reign at Arsenal. And after 3 years, the Arsenal folks were beginning to smell, say, maybe a major trophy was just around the corner. And now Arsenal were very confident this season. And one of the trophies that I am very clear, say, okay, Arsenal beat Team Yaji, and they've shown in the past that they have what it takes to win it, has been the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. No? This time, Arsenal have gotten to the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. First leg of Newcastle Abala Beshomo by 2-0. And when I watch a game now, literally, you could tell, say, Arsenal were bullied by Newcastle or Emirates. Something that is not good enough. Arsenal knows that for Newcastle to come to their home turf and then come and bully them like the way they did, no, it is not something that is good for them. And it sends a very bad signal to almost all of the Arsenal faithfuls, and it has been really bad in the last years. And now, after the game, Mikel Arteta said, "It's just an issue over there. Say just an issue of the ball now. Almost ball now. Ball over the bar. Man. Arsenal has been in there for 5 years. So Mikel Arteta has been there for 5-6 years. So when starting winning, it's going to be the same Arsenal story. And people are beginning to say it on Facebook, on Twitter, and thereabouts. Say Mikel Arteta is beginning to sound like a broken record. Almost every season, no major trophy. Because this season, look at the league. Should be Arsenal now. Arsenal should have closed in on Liverpool long ago. In fact, some of your projects now, after the manager said, what top 4 no Musiciano? Manager watch a pie Mikel Arteta. Because the managers in the top 4, there is Anna Slot, who has been there for just this season. There is Mikel Arteta, who is second in there, almost 5 to 6 seasons in our home. And then there is Nuno Espirito Santo. If you're looking at his time at Nottingham Forest and Kwam, it's just a short time about before Jamal. Then you come back and look at Enzo Maresca, who has been there for just this season. See, these managers are all managers seemingly rookie or English Premier League Germany. Mikel Arteta has been there for a very long time. So if you've been there for a very long time, if you've bought in players, if you play your system, why is there a constant? It looks as if Arsenal are always going to be the nearly men. There is a lot of discussion around, and I think that I agree to an extent. If Mikel Arteta does not take care, the data doesn't speak well for him. You go and look at the English Premier League table. No? In fact, Arsenal fans are beginning to say, I'm more enjoying football, and I say me one of my entire kind of off air. As an analyst, one of the biggest mistakes you can do is to try to let a football fan see the game in the way you see it. They are pure football fans or person who enjoy football. Or person intensity, game, entertainment, control of the game, passes, goals. As an analyst may catch you say, oh. But the game just has to be effective. I say effective. So much goals. So much winning here. Or so 1-0 here. But sometimes football fans want to see more than just winning a game, and they want to see proper control in this animal. And that's where Mikel Arteta is struggling. Now, a game now. Newcastle just left the football for them. Say have the ball. Control game. No control game like control. Have the ball. But when we get the ball, we'll be more direct. We'll be more focused. You'll be making sure. Say at the end of the day, yeah, the ball the bar. It is going to be quicker, it's going to be more intense, it's going to be more direct, and a bit sharper than you. Look at what Alexander Isak against Arsenal and at the Emirates. It was total dominance from Alexander Isak. Coming up short, holding up play, twisting and turning centre backs. You see, one of the things that centre backs MP is a striker that's a super mobile and also a great finisher in the box. And the intuitiveness to get in the box and know where the ball falls to him and then knows how to turn around and shoot as goal is something that Alexander Isak has, and he gets the job done. And now, Mikel Arteta said, ball on what you see for Carabao, it's just different. Very different to the Premier League ball, and you have to adapt to that because it flies differently, according to Mikel Arteta. It's just half time because obviously there's going to be a second leg. The St. James Park, but can Arsenal go out with St. James Park and then beat Newcastle 3 unanswered goals, will probably score them 2-0 and take it to penalty shootouts? And I mean, it just tells how Herculean, how big the job has been for Arsenal and Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta knows, say he's running out of time, he needs to start delivering. It's just half time. The team is playing, how we deal with it. We'll see how it goes. Arteta and Alexander Isak, see the ball arrived to him and had one of those big chances. That's what you have to do when you have real quality up front. Talking about Alexander Isak, anyhow good of a player. Oh yeah, anyone Arsenal for having that conversation. In the last 15 matches, Arsenal has suffered blips along the line for a branch of Mikel Arteta and in a rant, Newcastle will see 2-0, Brighton or draw, or share Brentford any other. And this is the first time Arsenal are losing at home in a very, very long time. The first time that they are losing after that loss to Internazionale Milan in the Champions League. So Mikel Arteta and Emrantian are in a very, very difficult place, and they need to come together and start getting results in that regard for themselves. Over there, it's an important one for them. They need to start delivering and getting results. Mikel Arteta and him say it is time or Shassie, so best start it. When your results now, and then there is Carabao Cup also. There is semi-final. Tottenham must play any Liverpool, a big game. Now it's in that we've brought you the bets and picks now for the day. Just 4 games, and in that 4 games now, 5 odds. And yeah, bro, 4 games, just 5 odds, and then Barca and Atletico the Bilbao. Either teams to win and over 2.5. In fact, the code of the bets, it's in the description of the video. Just go tap on it. Bets we link mu make sure so we there's also going to be Liverpool versus Tottenham Hotspur. We'll come to that. But this morning, breaking news and it said Le Bleu of France football coach Didier Deschamps, the first coach to win the World Cup as a captain and also to let it as a coach, has come out to say something. And then, according to L'Equipe, your friend Didier Deschamps is going to have a press conference. In that press conference, he will highlight a number of things, and key amongst them, and he said, a branch of friend Didier Deschamps say after the 2026 World Cup, because next year, all across 3 countries, Mexico, Canada, and the US of A, or no Didier Deschamps, after that tournament, he is not going to be the coach of the Le Bleu. He is going to step aside and he's going to leave. So regardless of what happens, whether France wins it, whether France don't win it, whatever happens in the tournament, or no, Didier Deschamps is not going to be the coach of the Le Bleu of France. Of course, he has been there as a national team coach for almost 12 years for France, and he has done such a good job. In fact, winning the World Cup for them, very solid. Euros, no matter final, they've just not been able to win it in that regard. They've come very, very close to winning the Euros. It has just not worked for them, and that's something that my friend Didier Deschamps is talking about. Saying, as it stands now, he wants to make sure, say after the World Cup in France, or no Didier Deschamps, edit Nino Menina ever told him, and the things are going to go in a particular way. Now, let me tell you something that just happened a few hours ago. Chelsea, said Chelsea are willing to pay £200,000 a week for Kobbie Mainoo. Now, the story is this. Kobbie Mainoo will contract with Manchester United till 2027. Manchester United have an option to renew the contract and extend it to a further year. Now, in that further year, Manchester United won. As it stands now, yes, Kobbie Mainoo takes between £20,000 to £50,000. Now, and you're wrong, and you're unusual because not an academy player. Now, Manchester United for the promoting right in the senior team. So obviously, he's not going to take too much. A small amount of money on the man until the contract extension comes in because they feel that they've given him an opportunity And once the contract extension, they would have, if they want to extend, then it means that the boy have played very well, and then he would have to extend the contract in them. Now, Ineos are beginning to plan for the summer. Now, after say Omar Berada, more than Rashford, all of these guys came around to come and do their job for Manchester United now. They've realized that they need a plan and recruitment policy from now to the summer to know who goes out and who will come in for them to start planning going for it. Now, what has happened is that Ineos are beginning to pick their first contract of Akokoma Brandt friend Kobbie Mainoo. What Kobbie Mainoo is telling them say, no, per £200,000 a week. Now, Ineos are not prepared to pay £200,000 for Kobbie Mainoo. It's not possible. Now, the thing is that if you look at the news, it is clear that there are people at Kobbie or Chelsea who fancy Kobbie Mainoo. Say, okay, as a player here, 6, but me as a single pivot, but me as a double pivot. On the ball alone, Kobbie can control the ball, can control the game. Not so combative and aggressive on Fiifi-Manfred, but can be a backup and a cover when you need him to be on Fiifi-Manfred with the physicality and combativeness now the back games. So some Chelsea folks, according to Mini Araman Osman, are saying they admire Kobbie Mainoo and what he brings to games, which makes a lot of sense because Kobbie Mainoo is a top talent. He knows exactly what he's doing as a player. He can play well when he wants to play well, and if it's in a good system, you can harness the quality of a branch friend Kobbie Mainoo. But some of these news, sometimes when I look at them, I take them with a pinch of salt. And as I've told you that when you come to Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube, we give you the best in terms of the analysis because we don't just pick up the news and give it to you. We explain to you why the news may be true, may not be true, why it may happen, why it may not be happening. Now, let me tell you something. Kobbie Mainoo is over Manchester United for Akatian Tumu, which is salary increment, right? Have you forgotten that when Todd Bowley and Baghdad, Egbali and Clearlake bought Chelsea, their first plan, the first thing they wanted to do was to go into a performance and have enhanced wage structure. And most of the Chelsea players that are there are not taking that £200,000, even the most experienced one. It is just recently Sobeka and Chelsea extended the contract of Cole Palmer and then tried to double his wage for him. They did same for Nicholas Jackson and said last season they were good. This season they weren't expecting more from them, so they want to up their wage. Maybe next summer they're going to do same for Moises Caicedo. They'll do same for Enzo Fernandez because these guys have been super. They have been very good for the club, and the club would want to manage it in that manner of way and get the players playing well. So over here you get results. So I doubt. Say Chelsea will go to Manchester United and then go and take a branch friend Kobbie Mainoo and then come and pay $200,000 for him. What I know, when I can tell you for a fact, and say, a Kobbie Mainoo agent and I put this information out. Now I'll tell you why. When agents are going into the negotiation table for contract extensions and this manner, what they do is that they try to raise the value of homo players, and in doing that, they put news across. Of course, they have friends in the media. They put news across to make it look like their player is well sought after. As it will be a pen, or as it will be a Kobbie Mainoo or a top player. You perceive by a team. Oh, Chelsea for no cracker, so good. Yeah, Kobbie Mainoo is a good player, or a very good player. And Obiaka say Kobbie Mainoo is good, and you perceive by a team and Chelsea for no credit did the home come into winning him. Then they can force the hands of the sporting directors to increase the amount of money that they want for the boy, which makes a lot of sense. And of course, I mean, in terms of negotiation and marketing, you are only stupid if you want to go and downplay the quality of the product you are selling. You always want to bring it up. Always increase the quality. Always make sure say, I mean, at the end of the day, it is being spoke about well. They get the best out of at the end of our turn because it's a good product. So they also being sicker, and that's what the agents are doing with Kobbie Mainoo. And then if you go to almost all the portals now, how the Kobbie Mainoo story has been told, it's very funny now. Manchester United addicts, breaking news, said Ineos have decided to sell Kobbie Mainoo this summer as they can't afford to keep him at Manchester United. Chelsea have already shown interest. Manchester United are demanding $100 million with 2 years left on his contract. That's laughable. Kobbie Mainoo contract ever ended in 2027. There's an option to extend for 1 year. Chelsea cannot even talk to Kobbie Mainoo as stands now. Unless Chelsea officially approach Manchester United, they can't talk to Kobbie Mainoo according to the Bossman rule. They can't go and talk to Kobbie Mainoo and tell Kobbie Mainoo say, oh, you're percent can free Manchester United and I'll join here near Bobono, now you share games, now inside. They cannot. It's illegal. I mean, that's what I mean by they cannot. Illegal. Now, everybody knows. Say when you go to Chelsea today, Chelsea will not give Kobbie Mainoo 200,000. Because already players now want to pay 200,000 Chelsea are more than 200,000. You don't just give 200,000 just because player need good enough. Now man 200,000. No. So Chelsea will not give Kobbie Mainoo 200,000. And again, you can clearly tell yourself it is the agent of Kobbie Mainoo that is trying to increase the value of Kobbie Mainoo and put him on there. Kobbie Mainoo is a bad player. Again, let me reiterate. Transfer markets, Kobbie Mainoo and Manchester United are far apart in negotiations with Mainoo wanting 200k a week. Chelsea leading the race. Now, the truth of the matter is that Kobbie Mainoo and Manchester United are far apart in negotiation. The next part that's true is also that Chelsea admire Kobbie Mainoo, a good player. Now, in terms of the conversation around Chelsea in the midfielders, Moise Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez as yesterday I was describing the fact that it looks as if Moise Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez may be run to the ground if Chelsea don't manage their minutes well. And already, the likes of Ken and Dries Hall, there's a possibility that Dries Hall may leave Chelsea on loan this January. It's going to be laughable because Chelsea will need these players as the day goes on, as the season goes on. It's going to be important for them to do. It's something that they have to start working on very, very well. Then again, you look at the other side where there is Isaiah Casadei, and then made to say after Torino for the almost 9 million or 10 million they buy in Chelsea and Manchester Napoli have come in with a good offer of about 15 million for Torino for them. Now 15 million is good money for Torino for them, and that's something for Chelsea, and that's something that Chelsea may be looking at. So that's another midfielder that may be going. There's also Kani Chukwuemeka, a midfielder that may be going if it is seen said this summer also per time out, and Kobbie Mainoo will come to Chelsea. But Chelsea just come and sit on the bench and wait for somebody to give him game time. He wants to play football. And how is Kobbie Mainoo going to come to Chelsea and come and play football when already players now on Enzo and Caicedo? Kobbie Mainoo can't play like them. He is not the kind of player like Enzo and Caicedo. And again, he's not even on the level of Enzo and Caicedo, with all due respect. And then the fact that even the backups now want to pray for game time because of the quality of these two guys. So it's going to be difficult for Kobbie Mainoo to go to Chelsea. It's going to be difficult for Chelsea to buy Kobbie Mainoo. It doesn't make sense. It is just Manchester United and Kobbie Mainoo agents and they put here the news to try and sell him and get something from them. And then in terms of contracts negotiation, and it's still on transfers now. Oko Germany, in front of Build, Germany, what is going on is very interesting now. What we are seeing in NSL, most of these young players who now have a chance to move away from clubs are doing two things. One, either they want to go on for free and will not sign contract extension. And I say, when there is a chance, they ask the clubs now, when they sign the contract extension, to put in a release clause in there. Now, that's exactly what Jamal Musiala is. In the last 2 weeks, Bayern have given Jamal Musiala a contract extension offer. Or no, Alphonso Davies, and I think that is Leroy Sané. There's also Serge Gnabry also. They've given him that contract extension offer for them to go and look through and see if they want to sign for Team Friend Bayern for the long term and stay there. Now, in all of these things, the players need to go through, they are bringing on their responses. Now, Jamal Musiala Koko share any contract offer even. Or say, idea will pay free Bayern for one is simple. They should put in a release clause because on himself Madrid may come knocking if Madrid don't get a brand friend Vert. Now Vert and Jamal Musiala are two separate players that Madrid may be looking in the summer. Now Fran Vert is very important because especially since Xavi Alonso every Madrid to go and play every Leverkusen to go and coach at Real Madrid. Most likely we want to go on with a brand friend Vert. Now Bayern also want to get Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen to come and play for them at FC Bayern Munich. So that two inside number 10s now will control how spaces need for the diamond shot of Germany and the Hule Nagelsmann. They can get it in Bavaria. It's something that they want for themselves. And it's putting Madrid at a place where essentially Madrid would have to choose one. Now, this boy, Jamal Musiala, what he's doing now is that he is beginning to think about his future. Beginning to think about his future in the sense that, say, what's the name? The Madrid team now, they are putting together a solid young team with Trent Alexander-Arnold is joining. If they've gotten in Fiifi-Manfred, there is already Jude Bellingham who can play in a 4-3-3. Now, in that regard, it means that Jude can play in a 4-3-3 as an extra 8 in there to do the box-to-box job. They can have a sitting 6, then they can add a creative 10, natural 10, who is a good dribbler, ball carrier in a branch of Jamal Musiala. And that's what Jamal excels at as a ball carrier, as a creative 10, as a dribbler in between the lines, somebody that's able to really control the game in itself. Jamal is the guy that can do that job for them. And Jamal say, so they're extending the contract or buying there. Then buying should put a release clause in there. I'm sure that he will also contribute to what a release clause should be. It can be 100, 80, 90, depending on player and the evaluation and buying evaluation. They'll try to arrive at an evaluation that fits the player and also fits a brand here friend Jamal Musiala Senebea. The player can go on and then play some good football for himself. They know. So it's important for Jamal Musiala to probably move on for the kind of football or person born elsewhere, and that's something Bayern would want to keep him. So in front of build, sports, and that's exactly what's going on over there. When you go away to other places, like AC Milan have asked questions about a brand here, your friend Marcus Rashford. They want to know if it's possible for them to get Marcus Rashford to Milan. We know the story of Marcus Rashford. In fact, Onwakase had said he would want a new challenge from Manchester United. He has been there for a long time, over 7 years, and he has been very, very important to everything that Manchester United have been doing. And what Marcus Rashford is saying is that when the opportunity comes, he would want to move away from team and friend of Manchester United. AC Milan now have proposed a loan with an option to buy offer to Manchester United for a brand friend of Marcus Rashford. So, I mean, in the course of the week, in the course of the transfer window, don't be shocked if AC Milan are able to get Marcus Rashford. There's already Rafael Leao in there. There's already Noah Okafor. One more brand friend Samuel Chico is in there. But of course, when Marcus Rashford comes in terms of the attack, how fast and quick it is now, definitely they get somebody like that. One thing I'm supposed to also get, and it's most of these English boys, after Tammy Abraham, after Oluwafikayo Tomori, and all of those guys, Ola Aina Mokobo or Torino, it's opening up the Italian Serie A for these guys to travel. Before, the English boys were not traveling, they just wanted to play in the Premiership. Now, these guys have begun to understand that there's also good football being played elsewhere, especially in Italy, where the game is very tactical and technical. And Marcus Rashford, now part of the Milan, offered to sign Rashford on loan with an option to buy. He's evaluating all his options before deciding, according to Sky Italia. And a reported such story of a brand here, your friend Marcus Rashford possibly going. Chelsea have also made inquiries of a player that they call Bjorn Geertsen, same with Liverpool, or Bayern Bavaria, what's his name, Dortmund for BVB4 player, and he's a player that a lot of the teams are looking at called Bjorn Geertsen over there. And what to see who is going to get him. And of course, this is where we draw the curtain on this morning's edition on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. We are going to come back and later in the day with 2 more extra uploads of ours. So do stick and stay. Take care. Bye bye. I will see you.